Ladies and gentlemen, Houston Rockets Daily. Let's talk Rockets, episode number 74. We're out here. And yeah, let's talk Rockets. Let's do it, man. We only have 24 Spotify followers, by the way, which still pisses me off. So if you guys wouldn't mind hitting the description of this, clicking one of those links, if you listen to Spotify or Apple, hitting it, and dropping a follow and maybe a 5-star rating, because that would help a lot. But guys, Reed Sheppard was just drafted less than 24 hours ago. I made a nice video about it. We streamed about it yesterday, and we got some tweets here. So before we get into the Rockets roster in general, geez, dude, my tweets are freaking doing terrible. Go follow my Twitter. Links down below too. I tweet like mainly about the Rockets, but I don't have too many Rocket followers, so it's just kind of boring. But I have this tweet here from Jackson Gatlin as we wait for people to come in here. Let me make sure this video is not playing. It is playing. Rafael Stone always looks rough, man. He looks rough. But hey, it's all good. Let me double check. We got some tags on here. We're a little all over the place. I apologize. All right. Bang. So on the screen here for audio listeners, it's just a tweet from Jackson Gatlin here. He asked Rafael Stone why the Rockets took Reed Sheppard over for Donovan Clingan. Rafael Stone said, "We had Sheppard very, very high. Our evaluation was that Reed has a very special skill set that gives him a chance to be special in the NBA that we thought was unique in this draft." And, you know, this is stuff we were talking about in yesterday's show. That's an even worse, rougher pick of Rafael Stone there in the screen grab. We have this. I come away from this thinking that all the pre-draft reports were fed was a huge smokescreen after the Rockets got burned by leaking their interest in Paolo Banchero a couple of years ago. They wanted Reed Sheppard, but it was spun as Donovan Clingan. So I even saw, I think it might have been in this tweet actually, or in this press conference actually, where Rafael Stone said, if Reed Sheppard was already selected, we would have traded back, and we could have even traded out of the draft. So yeah, this is something, like I said, we were talking about a lot in yesterday's live stream of the watch party, because, you know, I started thinking to myself, like, this almost feels a little bit too easy. And it just kind of reminded me of when we drafted Jabari Smith Jr., but Jabari was supposed to be number one, and we had the third pick, and we ended up going, you know, Jabari, obviously, but, you know, Paolo ended up being the number one overall draft pick. And like for weeks in advance, I thought Paolo Banchero was about to be a Houston Rocket. So, yeah, you know, this works out great. Reed Sheppard, in my opinion, best player in the NBA draft, they say. So I'm a little bit biased here, but I'm going to trust him. I'm going to believe him. In my video yesterday that I posted on here and Will Upton, I was talking about how he reminds me of Austin Reeves. And obviously, you know, it's like, oh, great, we just spent the third pick on Austin Reeves. And that's not what I mean, because Austin Reeves coming out of college is not even close to Reed Sheppard. I just mean the type of player that I see watching Austin Reeves right now reminds me of Reed Sheppard-ish. Austin Reeves, though, in college was like a 32% three-point shooter. I don't even think he averaged a steal a game. Was not as good of a passer. Reed Sheppard is way more refined than Austin Reeves. I mean, Austin Reeves went undrafted. So that was just like my player comp. Who was Risa Shea's player comp for a lot of people was Harrison Barnes. And that was like the big meme was like, oh, cool. We just spent the first pick on Harrison Barnes. But anyways, I would love to play some of these highlights because they are just absolutely phenomenal, but I don't. We're going to go through the lineup here in a second. I'm just going to make sure. He said he can't wait to get started. I'm not going in wanting to shoot 30 times a game. I'm going to do what's best for the team. He's just a high IQ, smart, young kid who knows how to play winning basketball, obviously being at Kentucky here. It just felt like home. You can't really explain that feeling, but it just felt that's where I was supposed to be, and it's where I ended up. I need to read this. article here. Ready to learn, ready to do whatever it takes to win and compete. Ime Udoka's going to love this dude. They're all going to freaking love this dude. All right, I tweeted the Rockets lineup here. So let's go to it. This is my Twitter here, folks. Follow it. Justro YT. This is the Rockets lineup right here. And it is pretty terrifying. I was about to say, man, we got a bunch of people in here. No one's chatting. And then I remember it's Thursday at noon. So what's good, everybody? But if you're listening to this, obviously the starting lineup on paper stands as Freddie Double V, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith Jr., Alperen Sengun, and then our bench squad's looking like Amen Thompson, Reed Shepard, Cam Whitmore, Tari Eason, and Steven Adams. And obviously you still got the rest of the dogs. Let me pull up Hoops Hype here. If we can try and get a better depth chart up of the Rockets' current rotation. This is not the best. Frankly, we like our team. We like all of the returning members, and we don't feel as though we have any glaring needs. This is perfect. This is so random, but it just reminds me a little bit of the Colts offseason where they didn't do anything because of injuries, and they already have a good team. And that is so random. I want a Rockets depth chart. So we got Landale, Uncle Jeff. That's who. Oh, man, that's going to kind of complicate it. Oh, this is not an updated depth chart. Is Uncle Jeff coming back? He's coming back, right? Jeff Green, Jacques Landale, Jayshawn Tate, but Aaron Holiday's a free agent. Reggie Bullock's a free agent. Do we have an updated depth chart? Anyone have an updated depth chart? This is crazy. Either way, Jacques Landale, Jeff Green's going to get some minutes, and he's obviously not on this screen here. How many minutes exactly did he play for us this year? 17. Played in 78 games. Spot starter if needed. Look at how young this freaking group is, folks. Let's go to one of my favorites. I don't know how to spell his name. Roberto. Bench unit. Reed Shepard broke the college record for the highest season three-point percent from a player drafted in the first round. 52.1%, 4.4 attempts per game. So when I watch Reed Shepard play, one of the big concerns everyone has is, I guess that's even more of an NFL thing, like with quarterbacks, is can this translate to the next level? But, obviously that's a fair question for the NBA. When you watch Reed Shepard play, especially in these highlight mixes and their highlights, so we should check out some lowlights. But when you watch Reed Shepard in these highlights, the dude, like, it's going to translate day one. As long as he has that swagger that he had in college, obviously it's much smaller dudes. We do probably want Reed to bulk up a little bit here. Obviously not if it's going to mess with anything, but let's pull up his draft profile here. Oh my God. He just, Bleacher Report compared him to Kirk Heinrich, which is cool, but as a Bulls fan, as a Chicago guy, but not the third pick. All right, here we go. We got his draft profile on the screen. Number 15, the last 15 was Daishen Nix, I believe. My memory serves me right. So hopefully this goes a little bit better. He is from London, Kentucky. His birthday was a couple of days ago. He was 19. He was born in 2004. A little fucked. Look at this, fellas. Overall 95 on NBADraft.net. 8 athleticism, 7 size, 8 defense. 6'3", 180 though. 180 is a little bit small, and we need him to get through an entire season. I want to see Jalen Green draft profile to see how much he was weighing before he came into the NBA. 180. All right, so there you go. If that gives you some type of Jalen Green, what's Jalen Green's current weight? Jalen Green was 180 out of the draft, heading into the draft. And I know he got a little bit bigger. 186 was his listed height this past season. That was his listed weight this past season, so he grew a little bit of muscle. Oh my god, and we got a tweet here from. Oh, he was 190. Jalen Green was 195 this past season. Oh my god. All right. So as a comp for Reed Shepard's 180 height, or fucking dumb fuck. Here's Jalen Green. Here's a tweet from Brito. Jalen Green, year one, 178 that we just said, 186 year two, 195 year three. So it's not going to be right away, Reed Shepard's weight, if it's even going to be a huge issue, because Jalen Green still dropped 20 in his rookie season, but obviously it was a horrible freaking Rockets team. I would imagine he's going to be coming off of our bench, and I would imagine he's going to be getting some closes soon. I'm trying to see more cool tweets for you guys. Statistical tweets here. We'll just scroll through Roberto's Twitter. He does such a good job. It's probably why my tweets don't get any likes. All right, Reed Shepard's Kentucky shooting breakdown. NBA range threes, 81 attempts, 49.4%. Catch and shoot threes, 109 attempts, 51.4. Unguarded catch and shoot threes, 54 attempts, 57.5. Unguarded, guarded catch and shoot threes, 55 attempts, 45.5. Corner threes, 27, 52%. Best shooter in the draft. Once again, I'd love to play these, but they'll clip me right away. Let's scroll down here. And here's our updated young core. Look at how young we are. So it's showtime here. We have a roster. We have young players. We have players like who are still super young, Jalen Green, Alperen Sengun, who have been in the NBA for a couple of seasons. Our youngest dude, Cam Whitmore, is a full season under his belt. Why don't I see Amen Thompson's on? Oh, there he is, 21. So now we need to make the playoffs. And, I'll just say it here. My goal for the Houston Rockets this past season was to make the play-in tournament. You cannot – I know our roster isn't set. Our roster isn't even close to being finalized here because, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they make a move for a guy like Eric Gordon, which I'm not an advocate for because of Reed Shepard, but something like an Aaron Holiday at least, I would assume they would make some move this offseason. I don't want to make the play-in. I want to make the playoffs. So the Rockets need to be a top 6 seed. And if you want to be a top 6 seed, one of these cats needs to turn into a freaking dog. Let's do NBA standings, and let's see what we need to hit. So if you were in the Eastern Conference, you needed 47 wins. I think the Rockets probably get 47 wins, barring injuries to Sengun and Tari Eason. And in the West, the Phoenix Suns won 49 games. So you need to clear 49. You need a 50-win season. Rockets need to win a 50-game season. And when we go compare like we have been doing for several seasons, the Oklahoma City Thunder, very similar, but they made the play-in. They won 57 games last season. Let's get the because I think we're 2 years behind the Thunder. I want to see history. Okay. So last year, technically 2 years ago, the Oklahoma City Thunder won 40 and 42, and they were the 10th seed. And I believe they lost to the Lakers in the play-in, right? And then this past season, they went from 40 wins to 57 wins. So that's the blueprint right there, all right? That is what we're going for, or that's what I'm going for, in my opinion. And yeah, man, I'm feeling good about this. And we still have day 2 of the draft. I don't anticipate anything crazy to happen. We are a little undersized with Fred W, Reed Shepard, Jalen Green. And I can't wait for Summer League, which is just crazy. And usually as us Rocket fans, and Summer League's on July 8th. So we're right there, man. Usually when the Rockets are in Summer League, we want to see our second pick in the draft, our third pick in the draft, our fourth pick in the draft so desperately because we're hoping that this is the dude that can help turn our franchise completely around. But last year, that narrative began to change because we're looking at our roster and we're looking at our lineup and we're looking at our new additions in Fred and Dylan. And we're thinking to ourselves, we have a competitive team. So Summer League wasn't as dire as it used to be. You know, like Jalen Green Summer League, Jabari Summer League, Şengün Summer League. Like we want to see these dudes be superstars. Um, and now we got Amon, Cam, and Reed slated to be in this year's summer league. It's just a completely different vibe because it's like, sheesh, dude, we just won 41 basketball games, and these are our young kids. Like, man, things are looking good. So let's just scroll through this. I think this is probably about it. Such a young freaking team, man. Love drafting Kentucky players, by the way. And we have all these draft picks till 2019. We got one of the best coaches in the NBA. Improved an NBA best 19 wins last season. Like, no, this isn't a game here. This is legit. We'll do a quick scroll through Hoop Site before we get out of here. Not a single live chatter. A little confused, but it's all right. Raphael Stone said Shepherd was on their radar coming out of high school, but they weren't sure how he would translate to college. It's very rare that people dominate college basketball as a freshman, the same way they dominated high school basketball and AAU basketball. He did. Raphael Stone on the Brooklyn trade, we were able to turn a future first-round pick and a future first-round pick swap into 2 future first-round picks and 2 future first-round pick swaps, and I think it made sense. The trade was a little confusing 2 days ago when it happened. It was like, what the hell? What the hell did we just do? We gave away 2. We pretty much picked up 4. These are moves you have to think. Obviously, we're banking on. We have all these Brooklyn picks, and now we're kind of banking on Phoenix's failure as well. So it's a really good long-term spot to be in because soon you're not going to care. You know, if a Booker or KD becomes available, just like a Mikal Bridges becomes available. If Phoenix is about to collapse, like we think Phoenix is about to collapse, well, I mean, here's 3 first-round picks, even if some of these are shitty because the Houston Rockets are a good team. But then you bring in these protections and these pick swaps. It's just they have so many options as far as draft capital goes. Thunder sending 5 seconds to New York for number 26, which was a crazy trade. And yeah, man, that's really all we have. It's 2024 drafts. What number are we? Draft day 2. NBA mock draft day 2. What pick do we have? Is it 34? Hey, what's up, Thomas? Who'd you guys get? Who'd the Raptors get? I barely even looked at I barely freaking looked at the draft outside of the Bulls and the Rockets. And I saw I woke up today and the freaking Lakers got Dalton. Like, that's stud. All right, Thomas, here you go. Pick number 31 tonight. Adam Bona, which would be a phenomenal move for you guys, in my opinion. I think it's just a good draft pick. Kyle Filipowski. As a Duke fan, I'm not a fan of him at all. Because how freaking annoying he is. Do we not have a second anymore? Oh, it's 44. Kashad Johnson at pick number 44. Jamal Sheed going 43 would actually be sick if he went to Houston. All right. So they got us getting Kashad. Arizona, 6'6", 225. Robert Covington comp. Popped numerous times in Chicago during scrimmages with the shooting, defensive playmaking, and foot speed around the perimeter. He also tied for the highest max vertical at 42. Interesting physical tools, athleticism, movement, shot making. Whoever the Rockets draft tonight, I'll get a good scouting report. AJ Mitchell would be cool. Let's see who they got going last. I don't think I saw Brownie on this. Oh, there he is. Brownie at 55 to the Lake Show. And contrary to what people believe, I think Brownie is going to be a really solid basketball player. Brownie was never supposed to be a 20-point per game guy. Anyone taking Brownie? We got the Lakers here at 55. Am I glitching? We're glitching. Uh-oh. Filipowski fell down draft boards. I mean, the dude's just not even really that good. Or can you guys hear me and see me and stuff? Because there we go. Johnson, another great pickup for the Reds. All right, we're back. What's up, though, Kerm? Last pick. Oh, that's right. There's only 58 picks here. So, yeah, Bronny goes like literally last freaking second here. Shot Johnson would be sick, man. I would take that in a heartbeat. Rockets should just draft Bronny. Yeah, it's a mock. That was a mock because we got draft night 2 beginning today. But there's a bunch of things going on tonight. Just personal stuff. The debate's on tonight. I kind of want to watch the debate. I've never watched a political presidential debate, but it's been hyped up in the news so much. I kind of just want to watch it. And I got my cup on pod. So I'm feeling a couple ciders before the pod. It's his physicality. I mean, this dude just collapsed. He just always collapsed. Like I said, as a Duke bandwagon basketball fan, I mean, the dude just kind of sucks. With all his goddamn freaking hype, it just never worked out. So I would stay far away, but hey, man, if one of my teams picks him, you know what? Fuck it. What's that other guy? Biased Will? Biased Houston? Oh, it's Biased Houston. Let's scroll through his tweets. Bang, bang. Who'd you guys draft, Thomas? Fuck it, dude. I'm just pulling up NBA Draft Day 1 because I need to look at this. I'm watching the debate, see how long Joe's drugs keep him coherent. As a Canadian, that's pretty cool. Canadians are watching the draft, the debate. All right. Stephon Castle at 4, man. I hate that pick so much. Ron Holland at 5. That dude was freaking low light as hell in the G League, but I'd still like him. The Pistons are a goddamn mess, man. I feel so bad for them. When I was making like all my Rockets and Raptors and Pistons content during that Jalen draft with Scotty and stuff, like, man, I thought Troy Reaver was a freaking genius, and now people want him gone. Rob Dillingham is a Spur? Wow. Did you guys not draft in the first round? Did you not have a pick in the first round? Matis Pazulis. The Chicago's a phenomenal draft pick. Oh, Jacob. Oh, that's what you meant by your Jacoby. I see. All right. Very cool. But then, like, these trades, this just is not a good, this just isn't good. But anyways, all right. Now I know the draft. Dillingham got traded a mini. All right, that's what I was thinking. That draft, they just were not good with trades on that ESPN thing. I think Ime likes good basketball players who can pass, shoot, defend like Reed Shepherd can tend to be good basketball players. I think it's that simple. I agree. Kentucky guards picked in the top 5 last 30 years. De'Aaron Fox, 2017. John Wall, 2010. That's the last 3, and Reed. Those are the last 3 in the top 5 from Kentucky. Wow. When did Booker go? Devin Booker wasn't the first pick in the draft? Oh my God, he was 13. I'm just a retard, dude. Never been a draft guy. I miss Zero. Jacoby. Very nice. All right, that's a cool, interesting stat there. In honor of Reed Shepherd officially becoming a Rocket, let's list out some eye-popping stats. You know what? I'm going to send this to myself and make a video on this tweet because I like stuff like this. 70.5% true shooting, 7th in college, 2.5 steals, 8th in college, 4.5 assists per game, 4th in the SEC, top 10 box score plus minus. Oh, and then we got this midi NBA. We got a deep film going here. Reed is a special talent. He is, in fact, the straw that stirs the drink. When he is doubled or chased, he passes the ball and gets his teammates involved. When he's guarded one-on-one, he can score in loads. Like Gregor Pizza, I don't want your texts. All right, and then these are just like really advanced statistics, which are great, but I'm hungry. Man, I like a lot what the Wolves are doing. I can't believe they freaking swept the Phoenix Suns. That is an insane. I need to go watch that entire series. I cannot believe that was a thing. Presti, you guys got Nikola? Topic is a freaking Thunder? My God. The rich get richer. Jalen Green is the Jalen looks like a freaking beast in that. The Athletic asked a few current Rocket players in the weeks leading up to the draft who they believed their choice was, and the collective answer was Shepard. Man, this is gonna be awesome. This was such an I got so many texts in my group chat, in my buddy's group chat, that like, oh, I didn't even know the draft was on today. They did such a bad job promoting it, and it's just such a terrible draft to so many people. And I think when people heard the comparisons before the playoffs even began and like everyone else's teams were over, and as the playoffs keep going, I like remember watching the Herd a ton and hearing him say, NBA executives are telling me this is the 2013 Anthony Bennett draft class. And I think stuff like that just really turned people off from the draft, and they started to just kind of assume that this entire draft class was going to be dog shit. And that's just how a lot of these drafts kind of go. But, like we said, Jokic got picked, 41st overall. Giannis was 15th in 2014. Devin Booker was 13th in 2015. Like, just because they're not the first pick in the draft doesn't mean you're not about to pick up a stud, but it just comes down to how your team actually evaluates talent. I always say it on this channel, and I used to say it on the show a lot, like that guy Devin Williams in the lab, if you've ever heard of him, the whole 10,000 hours series back when I was growing up, like he always would say, like, GMs, like you'd be surprised how many GMs have no idea what they're doing when it comes to drafting talent. Like a lot of them are literally just like putting names in a freaking hat and picking one, and whoever it is who they draft. And I like just could not believe that was a real thing. And then, as the years progress, you start to realize like dudes like Johnny Davis, and you're like, ooh, this is kind of becoming a reoccurring theme with some of these teams that they just have literally no idea what the fuck they're doing. Time to make moves in free agents. What do you think you're gonna do? The Rockets free agency predictions. Let's do this. I love stuff like this. Thank you guys for carrying the chat on this Thursday afternoon. All right. We have a predict. Oh, this is James Piercy. He follows me on Twitter. I didn't know he's a writer. 3 bold predictions for the Houston Rockets offseason. What is the first one? It's good to have options, flexibility. Here are 3 bold predictions. Oh, here we go. The Rockets don't extend anyone. I don't think I was thinking that was going to happen. Theoretically, the Rockets could extend both Alperen Sengun and Jalen Green this summer. In practice, it may be wise to extend. It may not be wise to extend either. His cap hold next summer is substantially smaller if the Rockets wait to extend him. All right. The Rockets draft Reed Shepard. That just happened. The Rockets don't make any major trades. And I totally agree. I don't think those are bold. Who's this year's Jordan Love? How is that a thing in an NBA draft? Biggest offseason need. Pivot away from Green. A real superstar. Salary cap. Have clean books for 2024, 2025. They have the options on both Jeff Green, Jayshawn Tate by declining them, waiving Jock Landale. They could get under the cap by around 18 to 20 million. I don't think anything of that. Key free agents, none. Always good to see. All right. It really doesn't seem like anyone has 3 early free agency targets, kind of like that. Hey, what's up, Chris Strange? How you doing, man? We got Steph Westbrook out there. Fuck yeah. Oh, you love that Caruso trade. I did too, man. I was tweeting up a storm as a Bulls fan. My freaking group chat's like, what the hell are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? I'm thinking to myself, like, we weren't going to actually get 4 first-round picks for Alex Caruso. Like, if we were to get 4 first-round picks for Alex Caruso, they would be stuff you don't want because you're getting 4 picks for Alex Caruso. Like, teams don't make trades like that. And why would I not want a Josh Giddey isn't Josh Giddey literally 21 years old? He's 21 years old. And you guys need a Caruso and we need a Giddey. Like, I just couldn't believe how much I thought that was like a perfect win-win trade. Oh my goodness, this is so interesting here. Here are 3 early Rocket free agency targets in the 2024 NBA offseason. This article is about 6 weeks old. Paul George, OG Anunoby, and Bruce Brown. Oh my God. Paul George leaving LA is not crazy at all. But I do think it's too early to leave. I think the Clippers were one of the best teams in the NBA last year in the regular season. And once again, injuries got the better of them. But I don't know where Paul would want to go. I mean, I would love him in Houston, but not this year. I made a video. We talked about that on a stream recently when all these Paul George rumors were coming up. Like, I'm a year away from even wanting to think about a Paul George. Like, we were talking about Kawhi, Paul, Jimmy, KD. I think all those players are in the same basket of, yeah, there are huge upgrades from Dylan Brooks, but I don't think we really need to make a move like that because I think it's just a little bit too early. Mikal is a little bit different, like Daniel was saying yesterday, because he's younger and he fits the timeline a little bit more. But if the Rockets don't become a 50-win team this year, you're definitely going to make a move. You have to make a crazy move, even if it's something a little bit underwhelming. But we need a Shea. I mean, the Rockets need a Shea, and it doesn't need to be the same position like Jalen. But Şengün needs to turn into a star. I mean, Jalen needs to turn into something consistent here. But I do think the Rockets could be a 50-win team on paper as they are right now, especially if guys like Reed Shepherd are even better than we're thinking. Bruce Brown, I think, would be completely pointless for right now, especially. I think Bruce Brown would be more of a move like 2 years from now. Next year, the Rockets win 47 basketball games, and you pick up a Paul George, you pick up a Kawhi, a Jimmy Butler, a Kevin Durant, and then you run that, or you pick up a Bruce Brown to just like fully go all in here. But yeah, Bruce Brown would be so pointless having guys like Tari Eason and Cam Whitmore and these high energy effort players. Rockets still need to grow and evaluate and could still likely make a play-in run. And so that's what I was just talking about. Like, my play-in talk next year, it cannot be next year the Rockets need to win 50 games or around 50 games, and they need to shoot for the 6th seed. Like, we can't be doing this 9th seed. You win 45 games, get the 9th seed, you lose in the first round. It's like, yeah, that experience is cool and all, but I'd rather get bounced in the first round by the freaking OKC Thunder this upcoming season than win a play-in game. Like, yeah, we need to set our sights high. And like we keep saying, man, Şengün plays the season. Tardy plays the whole season. Jalen Green was a little bit more consistent in the first half than Rockets probably make the play-in. Do we get out of the play-in? Probably not, but what's up, JK? Reed Shepherd is the next John Stockton. I love it. That'd be cool. OG Anunoby would have been sick. I love that he just re-signed with the Knicks because that team is so intriguing. I don't think they're anywhere close to the Celtics level of success or level of talent, but they were really, really good with OG Anunoby, and they just traded for Mikal Bridges. And yeah, Bruce Brown would literally just be our Tari Eason. I just don't see. Are behind a year from the Thunder. Yeah, so that's why. Like, you see what I just said, Colonel? Like, the Thunder 2 years ago won 40 games, right? Didn't you lose in the play-in to LeBron? And then this past season, you went from 40 freaking wins to 57. And that's the whole. I don't think these Rockets are going to win 57 games unless one of these fucking dudes like really goes crazy, which is possible, of course. But I think the more realistic target last year was 42, right? We wanted to win 42 games, 41. Every Rockets fan 1 year ago would have been happy with 41, and I think we all are. And we were around that number. We hit 41. So I think for me, I was aiming for like 45 last year, but we need to try to aim for 50, 45 at a minimum. Thunder lost the play to Mini. Wow, I don't even remember that. Did you guys knock out LeBron then? That's crazy. Fred's a perfect role model for Reed, and we have the perfect coach for all our players. We really do, man. Coaching matters. All that stuff matters. All right, I don't think we're getting anything crazy here. As far as offseason free agency goes. You got your Luke Kennards. I love Reddit. I don't like the idea of trading for Mikal Bridges. There we go. Maybe why am I tweeting? I should just be on Reddit. All right. Yeah, free agents, team options. Did we pick up Jeff Green officially yet? His option. All right, free agency targets. Luke Kennard, Reed Shepard, I think, makes that not really needed. Buddy Hield, a little too much, a little too expensive. Malik Beasley, I've seen a lot. I think we've gotten a lot of comments on these about Malik. I would totally take a dude like Malik Beasley. I don't think it's needed, though. Gary Harris, another one of those players, interesting. Doug McDermott, I don't hate that at all. Could always re-sign Aaron Holiday, even though we declined his option. Jordan Goodwin, DeLon Wright. Jayshawn. People love Jayshawn Tate, man. I do too. I just think it's, I don't know, man. All right, let's pull up this. I'll get you guys out of here. I think there's a potential for Freddie to re-sign on a friendly deal and transition into a player coach. I want to see that man back in. I want to see that dude back in freaking Toronto. All right, guys, listen to my Twitter here. No likes, 40 views. No likes, 59 views. No likes. No likes. No likes. 1 like. I think this was Gio. Oh, I can't check on. You get the point, man. We're desperate. All right, guys, thank you for watching. I'm going to make a Rockets video at some point today. I'm going to post it here and on Will Upton. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening, for streaming this on playlists, podcast. If not, check the link down below. My Twitter's there. You can listen to this on Apple. You can listen to this on Spotify. We're getting close to 10 total reviews on Spotify, so go throw one up there if you haven't already. Yeah, man, I got no support here on Twitter, man. We gotta step up. Let's all freaking follow each other and engage with each other. All right. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you soon. And Brownie, welcome to Houston soon.